Israel is facing growing international criticism after its forces stormed a convoy of Gaza-bound aid ships, killing at least 10 people. 6 ships carrying some 10,000 tons of aid had been due to arrive today, but Israeli forces boarded the flotilla overnight, clashing with its 500-strong crew. Israel had repeatedly warned that the convoy would be intercepted if it tried to breach the blockade of the Gaza Strip, which it says is necessary to stop weapons from reaching Hamas. Israeli military officials claim the humanitarian activists responded violently by brandishing knives, axes and at least 2 guns. Some reports say up to 19 people died in the dawn raid, which has been widely condemned by the international community. The majority of the people on board the ships were Turkish nationals, and Israel is now advising its citizens against travelling to Turkey, while Turkey has recalled its ambassador to Israel. Ankara has traditionally been Tel Aviv's closest Muslim ally, but relations soured after the Turkish government criticised Israel's military offensive on Gaza in December 2008. Israel has defended its storming of the flotilla, claiming the activists were carrying weapons. Deputy Foreign Minister Danny Ayalon also claimed that the convoy failed to accept an offer for Israeli authorities to act as an intermediary in the delivery of aid.
On board the ship, we found weapons prepared in advance and used against our forces. The organizers' intent was violent. The so-called humanitarian aid was not for humanitarian purpose. Had it been for humanitarian purpose, they would have accepted our offer to deliver all humanitarian supply through the appropriate channels.
Israel says 10 of its soldiers were injured in the dawn raid, one of them seriously. It said the activists attacked them with knives and gunfire. That's a charge denied by those on board the 6-ship flotilla, who counter Israeli commandos shot first.
The Palestinian president is quoted as calling the raid a massacre. The Hamas leader in Gaza called it a heinous crime. The flotilla was organised, among others, by a Turkish human rights organisation, with some of the ships flying Turkish flags. The Hamas leader says the government calls on Palestinians in the homeland and the diaspora to hold marches and demonstrations of anger and protest against this heinous crime, and to show full solidarity with members of the convoy. We call on the Palestinian Authority to stop negotiations, both directly or indirectly. It's not reasonable to continue these negotiations in light of this crime, which exceeded all limits, he says. Following news of the violence, protesters in Istanbul attempted to storm the Israeli consulate. Police tried to stop the demonstrators, who threw stones and shouted anti-Israeli slogans. The Turkish Foreign Ministry has issued a formal protest over the raid on the aid flotilla, and Ankara has reportedly summoned the Israeli ambassador. Protesters have also gathered at the Israeli embassy in Ankara, where security's been beefed up. The flotilla included 4 cargo vessels and a Turkish passenger ferry carrying some 600 people. The Istanbul-based Foundation for Human Rights and Freedom and Humanitarian Relief helped to organize the convoy. Human rights workers and lawmakers from several European countries are reported to be among those on board. The flotilla set sail despite a ban from Cyprus, which said it wouldn't let the ship sail from its ports. Palestinian fishermen in Gaza had already prepared their boats ahead of the expected arrival. The cargo included water purification kits and medical equipment. The organisers deny they had weapons on board.